go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do one more example of how to make one of these amortization tables, because I've had it requested from a couple of students who are, this is the one on the hand-in, and I don't want to do your homework for you, so I'll just make one up that's different. I have an extra one kicking around here where I have all the numbers already checked out, so it should be good. All right, so here we go. Of course, I do have Miss A here to help me as well, so you can double check my numbers for me if you wouldn't mind. All right, here we go. Let's make one up that's a little different. Okay, I'm going to make one that's a little different from this one, but not much different. I'm going to say that for my example here, I'm going to say that I am going to purchase a house for, I'll say this will be a cheap house, $115,000 with a $20,000 down payment at 7% over 20 years. Okay, and we're not using the online calculator. We're just doing this with the tables. Okay, so this is the lesson 2 way, not the lesson 3 way, where we went and used that online mortgage calculator. Okay, so that's very similar to that one. That one here. Now, what's different about this one? Well, this one's 25 years, not 20. That's one difference. This one is the same down payment. That's the same. This one's a much more expensive house. Better interest rate. But what's the main difference in terms of the way we calculate it? I wanted to make sure I highlighted this difference because on a test you have to know the difference here. Notice that this one says that the mortgage, let me use my highlighter. Oh, highlighter. The mortgage is $180,000. That's the mortgage. What does this one say? This one says that $115,000 is how much I buy the house for. It doesn't say that this is the mortgage. So my first calculation, which I don't have to do in the one in the hand-in, the one in the hand-in is actually easier, but for this example I made up, my first calculation is how much is my mortgage? If the house costs $115,000, but I can pay the down payment of $20,000, I can do that calculation. 115,000, 1, 2, 3, minus 20, 1, 2, 3, equals a $95,000 mortgage. So see the difference in the question? If a question tells you the price of the house and doesn't tell you how much the mortgage itself is, they expect you to realize that, oh yeah, you have to figure out how much you're actually borrowing from the bank, which is that number. Okay? This one you don't have to do that calculation. On this one, I'll give you a hint. This is the only hint I'm giving you on number 3, is that the $180,000 is what you start with for the unpaid equity. All right? Everybody get that? Okay. For this one, I had to do this subtraction, and the $95,000 is what's going to go there. Okay, so since I'm saying what's going to go there, I'm going to erase that, and I'm going to put the pen back on, but then I'm going to get a snippet. Let's copy this. I don't know if this is going to work. New snippet. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to copy this, and then shrink that, and move over, and let's paste it right here. I said right here. There we go, paste. Paste, darn you. There we go. Oh. Okay. All right, let's start calculating. So the $95,000 is how much unpaid balance I have at the start, right? That goes there. How much of the house do I own? That's my equity. How much of the house have I paid for so far? $20,000. My down payment always goes there. So before I even start making monthly mortgage payments, those are the two numbers I start with. That's the way these things always start. Okay? Next, I have to figure out what my monthly payment is. For that, I have to go to table 6, right? So how do I do this? Now, first of all, I need the formula. Monthly payment is my amount of my mortgage, which is $95,000, divided by 1,000, times my table value. So I got to go look that up. Okay, where is my table value? Well, I'll have to go over to my notes booklets, and it's near the end. So let me shrink that down so we can go move faster. It's near the end. Come on, move faster, faster, faster. There we go. Table 6, that one. Okay, and what do we know? 7% for 20 years. So table 6 is right here. 7% for 5, 10, 15, 20. So 7.7 is my table value. Okay, so that's how I get that number. So now I go back to where I was working here. There we go. So that's the number that goes here, 7.7. So nice, whenever this number is nice and round, you can just cancel the zeros. So I have 95 times 7.7, which gives me a monthly payment of $731.50. Now, where does that go in the chart? It goes in all of these boxes, right? Because that's how much you pay every month. That would only change if you had to go in after 5 years and renew and renegotiate your mortgage. It certainly doesn't change in the first 3 months. Okay? Now, how much of this payment goes to the bank's interest, and how much of this payment goes to how much I'm actually paying to buy the house, right? When you make a payment, you're paying really two things. You're paying how much you borrowed, and you're paying how much the interest is. How much of this payment is each of those things? To calculate that, to calculate the interest, we need the PERT formula that you learned back in grade 11. Interest is principal times rate times time. And yes, we give you these formulas if we're testing, right? We don't expect you to memorize that. But okay, we need interest is principal times rate times time. So the principal is how much we borrowed, 95,000. The rate was it 7%? Yes, it was 7%. Don't forget, you can't multiply with percents. You got to change that to a decimal. And the time here, well, the time is 1/12 of a year, right? Because it's every month. This interest rate is yearly, but we're paying it for only 1 month, 1/12 of the year. I always tell students, rather than mess with 1/12 in your calculator, which you can, if you're good with your calculator, then times by 1/12. But I always tell students the easier way to do this is to think of this as two numbers. Think of it as 95,000 times 0.07 times 1 divided by 12. And of course, I'd never punch on a calculator times 1, because I know that doesn't change anything. So I'm just going to type that as 95,000 times 0.07 divided by 12. And there we go. I'm going to have to round this. It's money. Don't forget, it's money. It has to look like money. So there we go. $554.17. That's how much of this payment is interest. So how much of this payment isn't interest? How much is actually going towards owning the house? Right? This just is how much the bank is making off of me in the first month. How much of the house am I buying? Take these two numbers and subtract them. So 731.5 minus 554.17 is $177.33. Is that what you got me to say? Yeah, good. I'm punching buttons the same as other people, so it must be good. Okay, next. What do I do with these two places now? Okay, I don't own $20,000 of the house anymore. I own $20,000 plus that much that I just paid towards the balance of the house. So I now own $20,177.33 of house. I don't owe $95,000 of house anymore. I owe this much less than that. So I'm going to subtract this number from my balance. So 95,000 minus 177.33 is 94,000 and, I can't read my own writing. 622, is that right? 622.67. Is that your number? Or am I misreading that number? Is this 622? Let me just run it through the gut. 95, 90, hang on, so subtract 177.33. Oh yeah, I'm misreading that number. Okay, hang on. 948, there are $94,822. I did have the cents right, and 67 cents. I should put a dollar sign on it. It's money. Okay, so there. Now, that
Mr.
number
Keller.
there. Oh, we got a question?
I have to leave.
Okay, I'm recording this, so just you can watch it later, okay?
Yeah.
I'll have it up sometime over lunch. That's when I usually get
Yeah,
my
just
videos
making sure you get my attendance.
up. I haven't even hit the attendance thing, but it keeps track of when you join the meeting when you leave.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're good.
see ya.
Okay, see you later. Okay, so anyway, like I was saying, that's how much of the house I now have to pay for, right? I used to owe them $95,000 on the house. Now I owe them $94,000 on the house. So now, for my second month's interest payments, I have a new principal. I have a principal of $94,822.67. The rate's still the same, 7, and it's still for 1 month. So I take the number. Now I've got this number still in my calculator. I didn't erase it. Lucky me. So I can just go times 0.07 divided by 12, and now my new interest payment is this. And you know you're doing this right when you see that this number is just a little bit smaller than the one from the previous month. For the first few months, actually for the first few years of your mortgage, you're not paying very much towards the principal. You're paying more to the bank for interest. Why do banks do it this way? Well, what if you decide to sell the house? What if you decide to try to get out of the mortgage? They want to get as much of the money from you as they can up front. So mortgages are designed this way for that exact reason. Okay, now we just repeat the calculations we did for the first step. This is how much the monthly interest payment was in month 2. How much goes to principal? This minus this should be $178, and I have 37 cents. Is that what you have? Yay. Now, this much of the house is equity. Add it to the equity I already have. I now own $20,355.70. I now owe on the house this much minus this much. So that's going to be, I think it's going to be, let's see, 94,000, excuse me, $644.30. Is that your number? Oh, wait a minute, that can't be. Oh, yeah, it could be. 7 minus 7 is 0. 6 minus 3 is 3. 2 minus 8 is 4. I better just double check this number. $94,822.67 minus $178.37. Oh, I wrote it down wrong. No, I didn't. 94,644.30. No, that's it. That's the right number. That's what I've got. Yeah, okay. Okay, now I got one more calculation to make. This is now my new principal for month 3. So for month 3, interest is principal, which is that new number, $94,644.30, times rate times time. And my new payment to interest is $552.09. So 552.09. Okay? So now, last 3 calculations. Subtract this from this to find out how much I'm paying towards principal. I get $179.41. Add the principal to my equity, and now my new equity is $20,535.11. And subtract this number from my debt, from my unpaid balance. And my new debt total on the house is $464.89. And there we have it. That's how you do a mortgage amortization table for the first 3 months. This one works exactly the same. So people who are stuck on that, give it a try using kind of that as your example, okay? So I'm going to stop this video. I'll put this one as a separate video. Thanks for watching.